I'm Scott Elmiller. It's the 25th of February, 2023, and welcome to my vlog of daily life in Nicaragua. Today, very importantly, is my birthday.
Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños querido, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños querido, cumpleaños feliz.
All right, welcome to the show. Today is my birthday. It's Saturday, and we are throwing, not we, Dominica and Marcela are throwing an epic birthday party for me, which is one of the very few that I've ever had. And they wanted to do this. Marcela proposed it, and Dominica was like, yes, let's throw him a surprise party. Let's do this thing. This is like weeks ago. And then they're like, oh, wait, we have to know who to invite. He has to tell us who to invite, and he has to be part of a lot of the arrangements. Like, there's just no way around it. He has to know. So there was no hiding it from me, unfortunately. So they couldn't do a real surprise party, but it was really cool and so much work. Oh my gosh. For days they've been working on this pretty heavily, and there's been a lot of planning involved because we have one of the really big bands in the city coming, which I told you guys about and showed you several times on previous videos. And last Friday we showed going to see them to work on a set list for tonight. And this is really cool, though. We're throwing this really big party, really big concert. We are throwing a big party, a really big concert at our estate, which is really neat to be able to do. We've never done anything like this, and I had proposed this by saying, oh, I really want to see Cadejo play in a block party on our block because we have this private gated community. Wouldn't it be cool? And then we could have the neighbors get together and we'd invite all of our friends and have like this block party thing. And that's what gave them the idea, and they decided to just make it a birthday party for me with my favorite band, Cadejo. So that is what's going on tonight. Really, the party is centered around the music. So all day today and most of yesterday is just party planning. I don't really have to work today. I did for about an hour. I had a little bit of quote unquote emergency work that demanded my attention. No one else was able to handle it, but that was fine. Didn't interrupt the day too much. It was pretty decent, and really just got up this morning and it was go, go, go. We had extra staff on for the entire day, starting at like 7:30 this morning. We had our normal 3 day a week cleaner. She was in an extra day just to clean and help out in the kitchen all day. Our chef Yao, who's normally on for 7 hours, 8 hours, was on for like 15 hours today. We have a bartender coming from the hotel this evening. He's not on during the day. We had extra kitchen help come in kind of mid-morning to help out. So we had a lot of people there all day, plus Marcela is there with her kids. So a lot of people in the house working on stuff. We had deliveries of tables and chairs from the hotel, but that was not enough. We had a delivery of tables and chairs from Doug and Kathy that we rented them from. They threw the Super Bowl party that we were at a couple weeks ago, and we had to power wash everything and prep all the meats because Paul is grilling all day. We're doing tacos, we're doing nachos. It's kind of a Mexican beer theme, but it's Nicaragua beer, obviously. And had to get deliveries of alcohol from the beach, from other places because there wasn't enough. Tons of rum, tons of beer, tons of seltzer. We are loaded with stuff. Lots of sodas. And had to get all kinds of tables set up. We had to move all the furniture. We're kind of decorating the house to prep workflows. Had to print signs to go all over the place because we have enough bathrooms. We have men's rooms, women's rooms, different spaces for things. We have lots of people spending the night. This is a crazy amount of party planning to do. Oh, as my friend Ricardo just drove by, at the house. We've never done anything like this at the house before. We've done some pretty big parties at the hotel, but doing them at the hotel, the staff is already there, the tables are already there, the drinks are already there, the food is already there. All that stuff is pretty easy. There's all the decorating to do. There's still a lot of planning and scheduling and all that stuff, and the bands to do. All that, yes, but as far as it's just way less work. This was epic amounts of work. So every minute of the day was just go, 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 trying to get ready. and so many trips everywhere to get more things. Paul was just driving to the beach, to the city, to the beach, to the city, back and forth. And then at 5 o'clock, he had to go pick up the band because they needed transport with all their equipment, because they brought in the big sound equipment and the drums and everything. This is a large band, right? This is not a little like 2-piece acoustic thing that we're doing. So this is a really, really large show, same as they would do it like Via or any of the largest music venues in the city. So there was a lot to set up, and we didn't know how well it was going to work, whether we were putting them in the garden or in front of the garden or whatever. So that was our day. That was our whole day. Just that. And at about 5 o'clock, we were jumping in the showers, trying to get ready for people to arrive. The first person to arrive was Acel, came in from Managua, because she came in on the bus a little bit before 7, and the band arrived before 7 so they could start setting up. And my buddy Ramon, they were all here on the early side. And then there was pretty much no one for quite some time. Oh, okay, barking dogs, here we are. Hello, hello, you're so vicious. You're so brave behind your gate. There's 3 more down there. Always so many dogs here barking at me. This is La Casa de los Perros. All right, so the band came and set up early, and then most people started arriving pretty close to 8. It was pretty lean going up to 8, and then people started showing up. We did not get nearly as many people as we were expecting. We've never really done this kind of party before, so we're having a hard time gauging how much do people eat, how much do people drink, how many people show up. Do people bring a lot of +1s, +2s, +3s? Do the people who RSVP'd actually show up? There's just a lot of... That's a very chicken bus. And so it was a big learning curve for us, but it was really interesting and an amazing party. Like, it really was a lot of fun, very, very cool. And while we were doing all this, Dominica's first piece of new outdoor furniture arrived. Keep in mind, 1, we live in Nicaragua. 2, we are in Sutiava, so the combination is we're basically always outside. The idea of inside furniture is almost silly. Like, sure, you should have some, but why? When are you going to use it? I don't know. We're never inside. Outside, that is buses laying on the horn, just waiting for them to run over a car. We're never really inside. So everything's about outside. So all of our high quality, expensive new furniture is all outside furniture. So the very first piece arrived today on a truck, and we just kept it shrink wrapped on the back porch. So we didn't want anyone sitting on it, no one really looking at it. That's for tomorrow, but that did arrive today, and we're excited about that. That's gonna be so nice. We've been sitting on just the same stuff we had when we were in La Barrio, which is like basically not really, but it feels like disposable, like metal and mesh chairs, just the cheap stuff from like Walmart or whatever. Nothing special at all, not attractive. It breathes well, it can get wet and handle that well, but it's really just cheap plastic stretched over metal that rusts and causes problems. So I don't really like that. And but it's been okay, and we've used it a lot, so I can't really complain. It has been our furniture for a long time, but getting really high quality, good outdoor furniture is going to be extremely nice, and that is where we're going to be lounging. It's where I'm going to do a lot of my filming, so that's really important for a lot of reasons. But we spend all of our time outside. Every morning, we start the day with all of us sitting outside, lounging around, having coffee. That's what we do in the morning, and right now we're doing it on incredibly ugly furniture and not super comfortable, and it never quite meets the need. So getting all that fixed. So got everything set up. It was about 9 o'clock before we had snacks out. This is Nicaragua, right? Like, we're trying to figure these things out. Parties get started so late. Like, we said 7, we were thinking people would show up at 8. No, it was way closer to 9. And the problem is, though, that it's such a loose show up kind of thing that you have people starting to leave while other people are still showing up. That's a bit extreme, because some people leave so early and some people leave or arrive so late that you're like, start to have overlap problems. But the band, so I did a live stream, which a lot of you know, and that was kind of an experiment. We haven't done a scheduled live stream where we told anyone, and like we set it up. Of course, the problem was I told everybody 8 o'clock. The party was supposed to start at 7. The band was supposed to start at 8. We're like, okay, we're going to start the live stream at 8. That'll give us a little bit of time before they actually get started. things will be going, and the live stream should be interesting. Well, there was DJ music on, so it was super loud, so there's no way to talk on the video, and a lot of people hadn't shown up yet, and the band was nowhere close to even set up yet at 8 o'clock. So I put on the video because I had to start the live stream because I had said it was going to start. I think I just can't do that. If I'm going to do like an interview style live stream, yeah, we can schedule a time. Otherwise, if it's like a party or a concert that I'm going to stream for you guys, I have to just say, look, we're going to get there at 8, sometime between 8 and 10, it'll start. Like, I have no idea. I'll try to start it when the band actually takes the stage. Like, I'm not sure what to do about that, because obviously you guys want to know when to log in and watch, but if there's nothing to watch, it doesn't really work. So that's a challenge to figure out. But I definitely want to do more live streaming because it's a lot of fun. It's interesting and different, and it brings you a completely different view of what it is we're doing and lets you really like connect with us a lot more because it's live, right? But of course the internet never, for whatever reason, we can't figure it out. It never works well for these kinds of things, even though we have really good high-speed internet and all during the day it works fine under normal conditions. As soon as we go to do this, it's like, disconnected, and then it never comes back. Right? Which is like, okay, YouTube, what are you doing that it never comes back? Such a problem. So I had to stop and restart. That caused a lot of problems. It's overly complicated for sure. In some ways, it's really easy. You get on your phone, hit start, and there you go. But because they make it so easy on your phone, that's what you do, but then it's not wired in on Ethernet, so you've got Wi-Fi problems, you have the internet problems, you have the, I gotta move it around, which is what I did. I had to move the phone to a different spot on the tripod, and then it worked a little bit better. I have no idea how it looked live. The recording looks decent. It only recorded in 720p. I have no idea why it's only in 720 and not in 1080. Not that you need any more, given that it's low light and everything, but that's what it did. But it did look pretty cool. The audio did not come through great. It's really, really hard to record concerts in Nicaragua because the volume is so high that microphones are all blown out trying to record them. So that's another challenge. I think I have to put a separate recording device really far away and like wrap it in towels or something to try to dampen some of the sound, because it's just, truly, it is so loud that when I recorded last week, the image was warping from the sound, not just the sound having problems. So it's like, I don't know what to do to be able to get good quality audio so that you guys can be like, yeah, that's what it sounds like, that's amazing. But the sound was really good last night. It's just very loud. But it was an excellent concert by Cadejo. Thank you so much to them for being willing to come out and putting on a fantastic show. We have 4 cakes, and people really didn't eat cake. We didn't know if people were going to eat cake or not. They didn't eat that much. We have so much leftover food. The last time we did a party, people took like 8 servings at a time. This time it was like, people barely took a thing. And so it's like, we can't gauge. So tons of extra food that's going to go out to the beach probably tomorrow to deliver to the hotel so the staff can have it, which is good. Like, we have a good use for it. Like, that works out great, but impossible to plan. Then, so the party kind of started wrapping up around 11:30. A group of people left, more or less. But then we had another group that spent the night, basically. No one actually spent the night, but people stayed and partied until about 4:45 in the morning. I only hung until about 4 o'clock, and then I'm like, I cannot. I didn't know how long they were going to stay, but I could not keep going. So I called it a night, but they were all gone by, I think, 5 o'clock. But there was a lot of people. There was probably 10 to 12 people who were still there when I went to bed at 4 o'clock. So, wow, what a night. We did have one person who got way too drunk, became belligerent. We almost had to call the police. Did have to have a bunch of people escort him outside the door. Impressively, it was Marcela who grabbed him by the arm and shoved him out the door, out the outside door. It's very handy. We have a security guard who walked up, opened the door, made sure he was out, and locked him out. And we're like, yeah, we can't deal with this. So, that was unfortunate, but this is Nicaragua. That stuff does have a tendency to happen from time to time. No one actually got violent. It was just a lot of yelling and complaining and being obnoxious and rude. And so we had to eject them, but it was a wild party, and it was very, very late at night, and there had been a lot of alcohol at that point. So these things happen, but it was an awesome party. Thank you to Marcela and Dominica who put all that together, and Paul who did so much work, and Yao and Evelyn who put in just tons and tons of work making this all happen. And everybody who came, and Hernan who bartended. And I do have to, I'm gonna take a picture of this and show it. Hernan brought me a portrait that he drew of me. This is absolutely fantastic. It's clearly from the show because I'm wearing a hat that they only ever see on the show. My Imperial Costa Rican beer hat. Sorry, my camera died and I had to pick this up days later. It's an amazing portrait and I'm so excited about it, and I'm not sure where I'm gonna hang it on the wall yet, but I'm definitely gonna hang it on the wall, and we need to use it on the show from time to time for sure. Anyway, it was an amazing birthday. We had such a great time. I think everyone had a really good time. I certainly had an amazing birthday. It really meant a lot to me how much work was put into that, and all the people who showed up, and the band, and just the whole thing. It was fantastic. I haven't had a birthday party in so long that it was truly meaningful. Thanks to everyone, and thank you for joining me here on the show. Thanks for all the birthday wishes that I received here, and as always, like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Scott Allen Miller. That comes directly to me, and that is what helps pay for all the things that go on here, the cameras, the computer equipment, the uploading, the accounts that I need for everything, the ability to make this show happen. And as always, share on social media, tell your friends, pop on all those websites that you don't normally think about and go, wait a minute, I could pop a link to Scott's YouTube show on there. Fantastic. And if you need ideas about, you just want to wish me a happy birthday, or you want to talk about the band or how you can promote the show, down there in the comments. Ask your questions, leave your comments, let me know about all the latest things, where I need to go explore and all that kind of stuff, and I will see all of you wonderful people who live in my little GoPro tomorrow.